Welcome to Above It. Master your craft, balance your life. Introducing Dr. Vicky Prokopiou. Dr. Vicky is a general dentist, mum, wellness and career coach for women in dentistry. Dr. Vicky, through Above It, supports female health professionals to avoid burnout and not lose themselves in their craft. In this episode, Florence Guimaraes, clinical hypnotherapist with a background in psychology.
Today we have Florence Guiamares, who is a clinical hypnotherapist, a member of the AHA, the Australian Hypnotherapist Association, and ICT, the International Institute of Complementary Therapists. She has a Bachelor of Psychology acquired overseas. However, in Australia, she decided to register and work as a hypnotherapist, helping women to overcome anxiety, fear, lack of confidence, and self-belief due to life's many challenges. Florence, what a fantastic position you're in to give women strength using your fascinating skills. I would love to find out more about what you do. Please take the spotlight.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. And
yes, because you moved to a new country 4 years ago, was it?
No, 14 years
14
ago.
years ago.
It's a long time. Yeah, I am already citizen in Australia. I was living happily in Brazil. I was graduating in my uni as a psychologist. I was working already in few hospitals. So everything was very bright in my path. However, this was I was going to get my degree in December. When in the day that I was going to present my TCC, I went to the uni and my car got stolen. Okay,
oh, no.
So things start to change from there. It's funny, isn't it? 2 weeks after, my now husband, but my boyfriend at the time, car got stolen too.
Oh my goodness!
So we got we start to question what we were doing at the time. You know what I mean? The happy ever after start to crumble a little bit. It's I don't feel anymore as before. I don't know what to do. My dad started to give what we had. So I had the extra money. So this was another gift from the universe that I was all right, so now I have money. Now I am frustrated with something that is happening. Now what do I do? I start to question. So I sit with my father and I asked him, well, I'm quite confused because now I have a degree. Everything looks fine, but I don't feel that is fine. I'm missing something.
Yeah.
And my father said, look, you have money. You have two choices. You can join your sister or you can open a practice. Yeah. So I talked to my partner and he said oh, okay, I'm with you. Whatever you decide, but I think it's good to go and see another culture and see what's there for us.
Wow.
So
ambitious.
This was our path to Australia.
How
we
exciting.
came to Australia. I didn't have any English. My English was very, very, very broken. His English was horrible too. Was I want to eat, you know what I mean? It was horrible.
Goodness. How difficult.
And we came as a student and not much information, although my sister helped me a lot, of course. But we started in a new country without anything. Just let's do it. And we arrived here. I spent a long time to get the confidence to start new. You know what I mean? Because I took long time to get my first job. Was a cleaner, and then I got in hospitality.
So then what led you to go to clinical hypnotherapy and not psychology again?
I finally got a job in administration, and I was comfortable, very comfortable there. I was earning money and everything was bright until I got pregnant. Then I start to think about okay, I would like to spend more time with my son. Life gives us so many wake-up calls, so many things that we need to stop and think about, and we shake and we restructure. Yes?
Yep.
So from there, I found a way, which was an online directory for moms. I was selling products and services. And started a new job. So at this point, I had a baby, a full-time job, and and a directory and home and everything. So it was too much for me.
So much changes when you have children, like your mindset, your goals. I found that. I've got 3 kids,
of course,
and they're all young too. And you just want different things.
Yeah. Exactly. So I started, I asked it to go for part-time. So I was doing 3 days a week, and I was trying to do my best to get the directory working so I could quit my job. Yeah. So what happened is 3 days a week, I discovered that the work-life balance was like 0. I had 3 days, which I had to do the same as I was doing in 5 days. And on top of this, I wasn't feeling as included in the team as I was before. So clinical psychologist was going further from my dreams. Suddenly I discovered that I had cancer. I had lymphoma. So another wake-up call. I was like, what am I doing with my life? I'm struggling with 2 jobs, home and everything. So I had to wait and think what I was going to do from now on, from that time on. So what I did was, stop everything. I asked to go out from my job, and even the directory, I think I had 70 shots on my back, which was incredible. I really enjoyed it, actually. But I said to them, look, now it's my time to have my break. And of course, with chemo and everything, it was a little bit hard on my body too.
How do you keep motivated, and how do you rise above such a huge thing on your body and your mind? An illness like that.
Yeah, that was something that I want to talk. So I couldn't stay at home, like mourning my sickness and my illness, you know what I mean? So I started, even because I had a child at the time, 3 years old, he still wake up at night. So one day I had the click, like, really? I really love studying. I love studying. This is true. Love studying. I love helping people. I love, psychology was really, really a part of my life. And I was reminding all my path through university. And then suddenly I started to remind of hypnosis. I was like, I remember something about that. And suddenly everywhere where I looked was like, oh, do this course. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, something is guiding me there. I need to see. I met a friend who did hypnosis, and she was like, okay, do you want me to do with you? I was like, of course, let's do it. And she did, and I was in love with it. And I said, yes, I found my mojo back. So I'll do it.
For me, because I don't know much about hypnosis, it absolutely fascinates me. I just imagine what we see in movies. You lie down, someone waves something, and you're hypnotized. And I'm pretty sure that's not what it is, right?
So and the Disney movies with that eyes, like
the eyes rolling.
Yes, exactly.
So tell us what it really is. What is hypnotherapy?
That's good that you differentiate the word, because it's different from hypnosis. Okay, what's going on there? Hypnotherapy, it's a therapy. Okay, it's a brief one. It's like we don't expect to take too much time. What we do is we deal with one issue that you bring to us, like to me in this case. So let's say that you have a motivation issue. You want to get more motivated. So you come to me and say, oh, look, I feel down. I want to feel motivated. Motivation for me is something that I really need. On a scale of 1 to 10, how this affects you? You say, look, it's a 10 because I can't move from my bed. Every session, I will ask you, where are you in this scale? Why I do that? Because I want to see if what I am doing with you, it's working. Everyone is different. So sometimes I give you one task and it's not the one for you. I am going to ask you, did you do it? And you say, and I didn't like it or didn't work for me. Okay, so let's try this, another one.
It's very good that you're flexible and adaptable, because that's important with every service. Everyone's different. They're an individual and your circumstances are different.
If you ask me in a dry way, what is hypnotherapy? Hypnotherapy would be a conjunction with NLP, Neuro-Linguistic programming, plus hypnosis. This is hypnotherapy. However, hypnosis, you have many styles, all right? You have the directive, you have Ericksonian. My style is the Ericksonian style, which is a little bit more indirect. I work a lot with metaphors, with histories. With the NLP, is the time that we give, we work together, but with some tools, with tasks, and I give you some things that you can do, and you can do it by yourself at home. And what it does is to take you faster to your goal.
Right. Yes? So is NLP like reprogramming yourself the way you think? Is that what it is?
Exactly.
Okay.
What you have as a issue is a symptom of something that happened to you. Sometimes we don't know when, but something happened one day, and you took that you took that situation, that event. It affected you so much that you are reproducing it until today. So we need to clear this up and build another path, because what you are doing is you are doing always with the same path, neuronal path, and we are going to open the options for you. You started to see that you have another path to follow, not just the one that you are keep on hitting the same problem. You don't get different results, with the same path that you are on.
And of course, you work with people's different views and what their beliefs are, and you adapt to that so that it works for them. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. What we change, we don't. If you have a value, it's really difficult to change your values. You still are yourself. However, the transformation happens when you start to see not one point of view, but many, and you can choose the best for you.
And we need help often to be more open-minded.
In Neuro-Linguistic programming, we will touch more the conscious part, and in the hypnosis, we are going to talk to your unconscious or subconscious mind. When you are born mostly subconscious. You get all the stimulus, everything that is around you. You are storing it somewhere in your brain. It's not organized. The time that you start to organize, the time you talk means that you are organizing your thoughts, and you are going to bring it to your conscious mind. Thinking of that, we do have lots of resources, because all stimulus that we have, sounds, brightness, everything is stored here.
Like a library.
And just 5%. Like a huge library. However, we just access the books that are on the front of us, not behind. So the books are there. It's a good analogy, actually. They are starting to get to criticize, to judge, because when we are born, what are we? People are looking at you and saying, oh, how cute is this girl? And you start to think cute as a word. Oh, the other person said cute too. Then you start to connect ideas and form your personality. So you are a conjunction of many ideas, many
Absolutely.
people.
And I agree.
Like
I agree. I've looked into this. Absolutely. The people around you, what you hear them say about you, about other people, how they speak, how they interact, you pick that all up. And as growing up, you tend to kind of formulate ideas and skew towards what you've been brought up, unless you kind of snap out of it and go, hey, actually, I don't agree with this. I believe something else.
But the thing is, even what you don't agree, you were built this way. We are born with primitive, I'll call it instincts. Yeah, instincts is the best word for it, which is what many people already know, that is the fight, flight, and freeze. Every single human, though, facing anything that you think that is a danger, what do? Or you attack, fight, or you freeze, like, oh, it's going to happen something, you freeze.
That's right.
Or you flight, you run. Yes, this is everyone. One day in your life, you did something. I will do just an example, a silly example. But let's suppose that you were playing there with 3 years old or whatever age it is, but really early age, and you touch the PowerPoint on your house, and your mom sees that and get crazy and says, stop, and you start to freak out. And what happened is your emotion got like flaring, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And your mom says, oh, poor thing, and get you on her arms and start to cuddle you, and you connect like that. Ooh, wait, if I am in danger and I cry, I will receive love.
Yeah.
So until today, you do the same thing. Okay, if I'm going to do an exam, I will cry and I will be a victim because I will have a candle from someone. We know that you are in this path that is affected you when you were in really early age. And now we are going to stop it. We are going to talk to you, say, okay, thank you, part. Because what happened is everything that you have, any symptoms that you have now, they are here to protect you somehow. At that time was because of that frightening thing. And you do it until today. So now it's time to talk to your part that is building this thing, that is doing actually really good, because it's it's still working, and say, look, thank you, but now it's time to take another path.
You're listening to Inspiration Speaks with Dr. Vicky Prokopiou, presented by Above It. Master your craft, balance your life, get above it.
Yeah, and what I think is really wonderful with you is your psychology background. You have such a different insight, and you can obviously bring that through in your hypnotherapy.
Yes, for sure. Every professional, it's not just in hypnotherapy, but every professional has their touch. I also have many courses that I did in development that I don't actually say, oh, look, I know how to, you know what I mean? But of course, it's part of me and I will pass it on. You know what I mean? We have a goal and we want you to achieve it. Yeah.
That's right.
So we just target and we do it. Yeah. In saying that, because we were talking about the styles in hypnosis, you have the regression hypnosis that you go there, and it's another style. The style that I work, I prefer working with from here to the future. I prefer building you the way you want to be.
So to create a positive mindset, is that your goal?
Perfect,
to help people be positive and move on in life, just like yourself. You're very, very strong-minded and ambitious.
I tend to say that is a identity issue, like things like self-esteem, confidence. It's a lot of people come to me with it, and we work on this procrastination, anxiety, a lot of anxiety. What anxiety is? you usually are living more in the future. You know what I mean? All the time you are thinking like what is going, and the future is not there yet. It's not real yet.
So have you found now with COVID, people are more anxious or depressed, and you're helping them more with
Certainly.
that type of thing?
Certainly. I am working with people, so I don't like to put them all in the same basket. What I say is, if the person comes to me and say, "Oh, I am anxious," of what exactly? I like to put in a more specific way. You are concerned of this thing, so we are going to work with this thing.
In my field, in dentistry, a lot of people are anxious of coming to the dentist, so that's a huge thing, and also of needles, because they imagine in their mind that it's this big thing. So, is there something with hypnosis that you can recommend or that you can do to help people?
Exactly what you said. They are concerned. Phobia in needles. Hypnosis is really, really, really good for phobias. And the other thing is hypnodontics, which is an area that works with this kind of clients, like, what is your problem going to the dentist? You can see that this is not new at all. It was done in the ancient time, and you can see in the World War they were using it to do amputations.
Wow.
Taking. So they do it. Before the anesthetic come up, they use some trick things, which is
interesting.
What we believe is that our mind, our body follows what our mind believes in.
We've had to change our environment a little bit, so you'll see a change. The question I have is hypnotherapy similar to meditation?
Good question. I think many people have this question too. My point of view, all right, because I'm not expert in meditation, what I think is both are very, very valuable, all right? Meditation is where the brain will take a little bit space, a little bit gap where it rests, because we need to organize our brain, our thoughts. Also, when we relax our body will respond accordingly. How the stress would maybe generate bad cells. The opposite happens when you relax. As per hypnotherapy or hypnosis, better said, you are going to have this break. You are going to have this organization, and we are going to talk to your subconscious mind. So it means that we can also get more pathways and answers and possibilities.
That's right, because you're looking for information, from what I can understand.
Exactly. Your mind is always working anyway. Yes, the difference is because in hypnotherapy, in hypnosis, we are talking directly to your subconscious. So it's more specific. It's more, hey, you need this. You know what I mean? And not wondering like, oh,
what do I do next?
With
meditation. Because I've looked into it quite a bit. Meditation is more where you pause so that you can clear your mind and be able to think about possibilities. So I think, it's very interesting where hypnotherapy comes in, where you've got a clinician such as yourself helping to guide. Another question I've got is women, because our podcast is about powerful, influential women. These days especially, us women, we've all got so many roles and it can be so easy to burn out. Can you give our listeners any tools on how to recover from burnout or avoid it?
Many tools. Many tools. I use them myself. One thing that we could do, we should, is to take time. I to take care of yourself. It's like first self-care. What do you do for yourself? It's not like I do actually because I'm busy. I am a mom. I don't have time because I have a newborn. So having a cup of tea is my me time and is enough. No, it's not. It can be if this is something that you used to do before, and then you know what I mean. It's important that you get something that is meaningful for you. It's like, oh, I like dancing before I stopped, so this is something that I miss, but I feel like I shouldn't because I have more things to do. So now this is time to. I love dancing. I don't care. This time husband take care or the neighbor will take care of my baby. I don't know. Or even when you, I don't know. You need to make time for yourself and dance or sing. Sing is another way of getting the blockage out. Singing. Movement is something really interesting because you get your blood flowing. You know what I mean? And this is oxygen for you. It's beautiful.
I agree. And it's something you've got to do on your own, right? Something for you on your own.
Yeah, it's not something that think you should because someone else told you. You need to find your own thing. What you used to do, you loved, and you stopped because now you are in another situation. No, you can't go back and do something. Self-care, self-protection. Give yourself a cuddle. Allow yourself to be imperfect. Allow yourself. Don't punish yourself. It's like most of us tend to treat people better than we treat ourselves.
So true.
Like that bad thing, like all the time. You can't do it. You are not able to do it. You are not. You know what I mean? The
that
negative
inner voice.
thoughts.
Yeah.
And
I'm
when
all about
you
positive.
are always saying, "Oh, you are great." Exactly. So be mindful of it. So self-love, self-care, be selfish. Like you are not selfish. People are concerned of like, oh, I'm selfish and this is a bad thing. No, you are not selfish. You are taking care of yourself. And remember, all the time when you take care of yourself, you give less worry and everything for around you.
Absolutely.
People see that you are good and they don't need to worry about you. So you are doing a great thing, taking care of yourself.
It rubs off on people. If you're positive and you're happy, your household will be happy.
People are reflection of yourselves all the time.
So true.
This is my tip. Take care of yourself. And self-love to be gentle. Yourself, you can cuddle yourself sometimes, you know what I mean? Just grab it and say, yes. Other thing that is good is what is something that makes you feel feminine? Like when I say feminine, doesn't matter that's the gender, but what is that you feel sexy?
I've got 3 young kids. I've got my 10.5-month-old, I've got a 2-year-old and a 3.5-year-old, and it's so hard to find time to care for yourself. So I've got to plan it ahead with my husband and say, look, in the morning I need an hour. I need to do my hair. I need to do my makeup. I need to do that so I can feel better. It's not for anybody else.
This is something that helps you a lot. You put it in writing, everything. Once you organize yourself, you take a pressure from your shoulders a lot. It's like you know what to do. The tasks are really simple to do. It's like our mind, if we leave it wandering, it's just going to be a bag full of thoughts. You know what I mean? So the one thing that you can do that is easy is before going to sleep, put off when you wake up, but before going to sleep is better so you can sleep better too. Put everything in writing there. Just take off from your brain and put in your paper. Don't need even to look at it anymore. Just throw it on the bin.
Yeah, the stress that takes off because you don't have to remember. You'll sleep fresh, you'll wake up fresh and go, cool, I know what to do now.
And have a plan. If you plan yourself, it's It's much better, for sure.
Oh, we're in line. That's exactly what I tell my clients as well. I'm very passionate, like yourself, about helping people and helping them to just stop and realize their potential and where they want to go in life and what they want to achieve, because that's constantly changing. It's not like today you want something and tomorrow will be the same. You're allowed to change your mind.
The past is done. The future is a mystery, and the present is a gift. Yes, it's exactly. It's like the past is experience. We are all having lots of things to carry, and it's time to let it go.
Yeah, and I think we should be understanding of other people, and that their behavior sometimes just shows the problems or the stresses that they're going through at the time. And we've just got to let some things go or try and help them if they've come to you for help. I've got one last question for you. It's what I ask everybody, all you lovely ladies at the end of our chats. What is one thing about anything that you now know that you wish your younger self knew?
Don't stress too much. Life is going to happen with you or without you. But maturity is something that is unique at that time. So this is something that I work a lot. It's like, okay, you have this problem in that time, but you looked at that problem with the eye of a 3-4 years old. Now you are 40, you know what I mean? Now you have another experience, you have another way to see the same problem. Absolutely. So how can you help your younger self to move on? Don't worry too much, just live your best and you will be fine.
Oh, thank you so much, Florence. You're a very inspirational woman. You've been through illness, you've had several businesses, you've studied again. You're a young mum.
Yeah.
Wow. You've got a lot on your plate, and it's very admirable.
You've been listening to Inspiration Speaks with Dr. Vicky Prokopiou, presented by Above It. One-on-one coaching both online and in person. Make changes that nurture your needs at home and in your work life, with short courses developed with love and designed to make your work and personal life easier, calmer, and more sustainable. And workshops and retreats to rejuvenate and find yourself